Hello, welcome to The Real Deal with Sean Matthews, where we interview and connect with entrepreneurs and business owners all alike. Now, today I have a special guest today, and she is in real estate. I met her at a networking event a few months ago. As some of my guests are from a lot of networking events, I think I get around a little bit. But yes, we've connected and really wanted to hear more about what this woman does in business and in life. So here we go. Sonya Richardson was born in Katherine in the Northern Territory in 1995. In 1995, she and her partner purchased their first block of land and built their first home at age 20. So you weren't born in 1995, I hope. I don't think so. Over the years, they moved around and purchased, sold, and built a few properties along the way. During this time, Sonya fell in love with real estate. Sonya's real estate career began in 2004 in Gladstone Central Queensland, where she was working for other real estate offices before taking a break from real estate in 2008 after her mother passed away. Fast forward to 2010, Sonya was working for, can you correct me, what's that, Bechtel Minings, is that correct?
Bechtel Mining and Minerals.
Bechtel Mining and Minerals on a construction project as their accommodation manager, and Rio Tinto was the client. As a project near completion in 2017, the two companies encouraged Sonya to work for herself and to start her own agency. To facilitate this, Sonya was engaged as a consultant to help close the project housing out with their employees. For Sonya, receiving this kind of support was a great compliment, and this is how Sonya started her first agency, CQ Executive Properties, in 2012. Sonya is very passionate about real estate and also offers her clients an enjoyable and easy experience. She is excited to be bringing in a personalized and authentic approach to the Gold Coast real estate area. Sonya's specialties is selling and managing properties and giving an exclusive and personalized service. So welcome, Sonya. Thank you for coming on today.
Thanks for having me, Sean.
Wow, that's a lot of things you've done in the last how long? I don't know how old you are, but I don't think you were born in 1995. So that was maybe
75. That's okay. That's all right. That's fine.
So anyway, can you tell us, and the listeners and the viewers, really how you, I mean, the bio does say how you got started in real estate, but what is your passion around real estate? You know, at an early age of age 20, to be interested in real estate is quite different for a 20-year-old. And how did you get started in that interest of yours?
I guess, you know, when I was in my teens, my family bought a block of land and they built a house. And, you know, being a teenager, watching that unfold was pretty cool. And then, yeah, I met my then partner who became my husband. I met him and we were really passionate about, you know, having our own place, and we purchased a block of land. I must have been 19 at the time at an auction, which was a really, really cool experience. I really enjoyed that. And we then later built a house. And by the time I was 21, we'd moved in and we'd had our first child. And then we moved to Queensland. So that was in the Northern Territory. We then moved to Queensland, and that property that we built became our first investment. Which was, you know, we were really young, and, you know, we sort of were looking for an agent that could look after our property while we were, you know, in another state. And we just came across so many hurdles that, you know, I became heavily involved in the property management side of things. And I guess that's sort of where it started. And then we purchased more property and we built another property, and investments along the way, and just having those experiences of buying, selling, building, and how I was treated as a client and a customer. I always sort of had my opinions on that and sort of thought, the personalization was lost. I didn't get sort of treated so well in some of the transactions, and I'm really passionate about giving excellent service. So that was something that I really felt was missing in those transactions along the way. And then real estate itself, I just became so passionate about giving the excellent property management service and the sales side of things. I just love property and helping people as well. So I decided having a career in real estate was probably a good idea, because, I mean, at the end of the day, we all want to do something that we love and something we're passionate about. And helping people also is just a magical thing. So yeah, I started in real estate in 2004.
Wow. Yeah. So you've been doing it for a while then, which is great. And did you have any other passions besides real estate before you started real estate, or did you just really want to jump into real estate straight away?
Yeah, I guess I was pretty young when we built our first property, and our first child was born in 1995 when I was 20. So my children were my focus, and my husband, and we were really following his career, which is why we were moving so much. And I guess the things for me that I sort of was doing was focusing on my family. I paint and, ride horses and all those sorts of things. But, I could never go on a holiday and not be on realestate.com. Everywhere I went, I was checking out the real estate. It actually became a bit of a hobby. So it just sort of made sense. And my children, the poor buggers, while I was in sales, when they were little, they would come to an open home with me. So for them, it's kind of like, oh, more real estate. But, I just love real estate and I love helping people. So it just made sense.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's fantastic. And I can hear the passion in your voice with real estate. There's not many people in real estate that I'm aware of in the Gold Coast in particular. I've only been here 4 years, but they don't seem to have the passion that you have in real estate. I mean, I know a couple mortgage brokers that have the passion and things, but when I've come across a real estate agent, they don't really have that passion and drive that you do. What's the difference between you and another real estate agent?
I have met a few real estate agents that are passionate about what they do, but I think there are a lot of them out there who are not, they're not building relationships with their clients. It's a very short-term transaction, if you will. And I'm not like that. For me, real estate is not just a short transaction. It can be a lifelong transaction, to be honest. And, I think that you do get to know your clients. You get to understand what it is that they want to achieve. You get to know about them and their goals and, their families and things like that, which I love. I love getting to know my clients. And over the years, I think when I started my agency in 2012, one of my very first clients, we are good friends today. We're connected on all the social platforms and we touch base on a regular basis. And, he's bought, he's sold, I managed his investment, he sold that, but we're still connected. And so to me, it's not, I'm not just there while you're selling your property or you're buying a property. I'm there for the long term, and it's for me, it's about relationships. So I think that's my difference. I give a very personalized service, and I'm not, I'm not about numbers. It's not, for me, it's not, yep, I just want to get the most I can out of this transaction. For me, it's about my client, and real estate is almost like a puzzle. You're putting the pieces together. You're helping someone find their dream home. You're helping someone sell their home and move to another home. And, you know, I'm there to help them in any way that I can to facilitate that. And I think that that sort of service is missing generally from the real estate world.
I really have to agree with you there. I've moved a lot in the world and I haven't bought a home, but I'm pretty sure renting and buying might be similar but in different areas. I mean, you started in Northern Territory. What's the difference between Northern Territory and the Gold Coast?
There are so many differences, so many differences. I mean, you know, our market here is doing fantastic at the moment, and all real estate agents are saying, you know, it's hard to get stock. Unfortunately, the Northern Territory's market at the moment is not doing so well. And look, likewise, property management, which I also do, and you've said yourself that, you know, you're sort of more in that space. I think that, you know, property management is it's a very hard gig. It's sort of not everyone's cup of tea, but to be honest, I sort of see property management as a full circle service. So it's not just a service for the landlord, you're also offering a service to the tenants as well. Tenants are humans, you know, at the end of the day, and I love a good tenant, and I like treating them with the respect that they deserve. So at the end of the day, you know, if a landlord doesn't have a great tenant, we really don't have an investment property. You know, that we need the tenant to appreciate the property, look after the property, pay their rent. And, you know, you can get tenants out there like that. You've just got to give them the respect that they deserve. And I love helping tenants find the right property as well. Over the years, I've had a lot of tenants that have sort of said, you know, I've outgrown this property, you know, we're having a family, but we really want to stay with you and your service. Help us find a place. And look, even if I don't have the right property, I'll still help them try to find a property with another agency. It's all about service. And when we're talking about Darwin, the laws are very different up there. And look, my investment, unfortunately, I had a bit of a bad experience, which was one of the reasons why I also wanted to go in real estate. My tenant that I had in my investment unfortunately knew the laws, and my property manager just did not know exactly what it was she was doing, and it got in and out of court a number of times. But because she didn't have the documentation right, she didn't cross her T's, she didn't dot her I's, you know, she didn't have the right paperwork, all of those things, ended up losing a lot of money through that. So, you know, for me, I was really passionate about doing the right thing by my landlords, and also making sure that, you know, legally I was making sure that I was mitigating their loss at every turn.
Well, which is so important, isn't it? What are the struggles that you've come across being a real estate agent, and what are struggles that people are finding in real estate right now, overall?
So I guess on the Gold Coast right now, the market is just doing great guns. And look, it's a fantastic market. It's quite high. There are a lot of people looking to buy. The problem that we're all coming up against at the moment is not a lot of stock, which, you know, the conversation is had everywhere I go. As soon as I say I'm a real estate agent, everyone wants to talk about the market. And look, it's, you know, it's one of those things. If you have a property right now, you know, you'll get good money for it. But the issue is, you know, do you sell in a high market? Because you also will buy in a high market if you're going to stay. So it doesn't suit everybody. It probably suits a downsizer. You know, you're going to get great money for the house or property that you've got. And if you're downsizing, you're going to spend less naturally. Yes, you'll still be buying in a high market, but if you're downsizing it, it still makes sense. Alternatively, if you have multiple properties, that's fantastic. But because the sales market is you know, going so well and it's quite high at the moment, the property management, so the rental side of things, is very tough as well. There are a lot of people looking to rent, and those rental prices have gone up. So, you know, it's a seller's market, and it's an investor's market as well. So, you know, for the tenants, unfortunately, you know, every inspection you attend, there are between 20 and 40 people attending, and everyone wants to get a property. Same with sales, to be honest. You know, every open, there's a whole host of people. That's if it even gets to the open. There's a lot of interested parties out there. So it's a bit of a tough market if you're looking to buy or you're looking to rent at the moment.
Yes, well, as you're aware, and as we've spoken behind the scenes, I've been in that lineup, and it is a bit of a struggle. I'd like to know, what would you advise people that want to buy, for instance, at this time, because with COVID and with the struggles that's going on, what's your advice to people that really want to buy, but they're struggling right now trying to find something that they really want?
And look, that's a really tough one because, you know, at the moment, I think that it's very easy for people to lose focus of what it is they need, and where their budget is. So I think that, you know, when you are looking to buy, it's quite easy to lose sight of what you can afford to do. And in this market, you know, there are a lot of people that have money to burn, so to speak. You know, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, the property's worth $1 million. And it may end up selling for 1.2. It depends on, you know, everyone's budget. So I am talking with a lot of people that have saved their deposit and they've been doing that for some years. Now they know, you know, we can get into the market, but they have a price in mind that is comfortable for them. But then when there's multiple people, you know, all vying for the same property, it's very easy for them to get wrapped up in that and to blow their budget out. So I would suggest putting together what your needs are and being very clear on what you can afford. Some people sort of, you know, oh, that place looks really pretty, let's look at that one and look at the price later. Be aware that if you are looking at a property and there's no price guide, remember what your budget is. And at the end of the day, don't overextend yourself because you may not be able to do those renovations down the track. So just be very clear on your budget, be clear about what you need. The wants don't necessarily come into it when you're trying to get into a market like this at the moment. I think that you need to be realistic. And that's something that I think a lot of people don't sort of really sit down. You know, if you're buying with your partner, sit down and have that conversation. What do we need and what is our maximum that we're willing to spend? Bearing in mind, what if the interest rates go up, you know, cost of living, all of those sorts of things need to be factored in. So just keep yourself grounded.
Definitely. Wow, that's a lot of value. Thank you. And there is a lot of things going on, as we know, in the Gold Coast. I'm not sure around the world. I haven't really studied around the world, but I know there's a lot of things going on in the Gold Coast with buying and selling in the last few months. So how can you, like, we might have to wrap up in a few minutes, but I'd really like to have a chat to you about what is your biggest passion when it comes to real estate and how can you give your customers the best experience when buying a house?
My biggest passion actually is the people that I deal with in real estate. So whether you're buying, whether you're selling, whether you're renting, whether you're leasing out your property, to me, it's about always adding value to my clients wherever I can. So alleviating any stress points. If I can take care of it for you and make your real estate journey as seamless and stress-free as possible, then that's what I'm here to do. Even on a personal level, you know, I do end up getting heavily involved with my clients to the point that, you know, we'll sit down and have coffees on a regular basis. I'll touch base with them and see how they're going. It's not necessarily all just about the transaction. You know, everyone is human. We're all going through things. I'm here to help them along the way and make it as simple and stress-free and enjoyable as I possibly can.
I love that. I love that, Sonya. And you're very grounded. I believe you're a very grounded real estate agent, knows what she's talking about. And with all those life experiences in real estate, I'm sure I'll be coming to you in the future. And I hopefully that people are hearing this, that they can come to you as well. What now, when you started your business, did you start it before you came to the Gold Coast or after?
I did. In 2012, I started my first agency and it was called CQ Executive Properties. I haven't really gone too far away from that since changing it to GC Executive Properties.
Yeah.
Because, for me, it was about providing an executive service. When I first started my business, to stand out from the crowd, I did purely property management, high end, and I absolutely loved that. The business grew organically. It was just a really wonderful time, and it was only about 3 months ago that I actually sold that agency and created GC Executive Properties here on the Gold Coast. And I moved here with my partner not that long ago. And I just love the Gold Coast. Decided to stay, and so GC Executive Properties is here, and looking forward to servicing anyone that's looking for a real estate agent that has a lot of passion and care for their clients.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you do definitely have lots of passion. And I just wanted to ask one more question before we go. And that is, if somebody was listening to this and it's been, about half an hour they've been listening to it, what would you say to that person that is listening? What did you want them to get out of this talk today?
If you're looking to sell your property, or you're looking to purchase something, or you're looking for a new property manager, I'm definitely here to help you any way that I can, and definitely please touch base. I'd love to help you out, and you can touch base with me either through email or on my website, GC Executive Properties, and see if we can have a chat and see how I can help you.
Fantastic. Well, I'll put all of your details in the show notes. And some people might be watching YouTube at this moment in time. So it's going to be on YouTube and Spotify and Apple. So people can listen through all different devices. And we'll share this episode for sure in the next coming week. So thank you, Sonya, for joining me today. And I know you need to get back to a networking event. So I think we'll just leave it there. And thank you again, and have a good afternoon. Good morning, really.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much, Sean. I've really appreciated it. Thank you for having me on your podcast.
Thank you. This is The Real Deal with Sean Matthews, where we have real conversations with real people and real entrepreneurs alike. Thank you again, everybody. Take care for now.